Okay, so I don't remember exactly where I left off. So I should definitely do this video all at once or leave off at a punctual place. So it was Vidya, school in Vidya. Yeah, oh yeah, so I went to Vidya first and second grade. And then, for some reason, my parents decided to put my brother and my other brother was in some other school because he was younger, in Uni Hill School, which was the school near where we lived, up on the hill. We lived in Mariposa, and they lived up. Uni Hill was up near University Hill for third grade, and I liked going to Uni Hill. It was different kinds of kids. Seemed like the kids were like generally like cooler, like happier. I don't know. They were just, I don't know. But like, yeah, I was in the third grade, and let's see, who did I hang out with in third grade? Nathaniel Daw, hung out with him. Ben Marshall was probably who I hung out with the most. He wanted to be a rock climber, and we were climbing up on the walls in the building, and we were pretending it was like the Great Wall of China. And then, I saw a photo of my third grade, and I recognized kids. So yeah, Evan D. Hoog was in my class. Paul Davis, he was one of my friends. Toward the end of the year, I spent the night with him over at his house up on the hill. And he's a really innovative kid. He made spears out of attaching kitchen knives to the ends of sticks and throwing them across the yard and sticking in the earth, and I thought that was cool. And then he was like, "Let's pig out." So we'd pig out and be like, "Let's pig out again." So we'd pig out. And then there was Graham and Angelo. They were supposed to be the bullies. A lot of kids didn't like them, but they never picked on me. I think Angelo was Buddhist too, because once he was friends with, I think it was Michael Bandak. And we went off to the movie, and he was like, I recognized him from school, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" But who else was in that class? Oh, Tori Buchanan. I remember that she was this little girl, little gymnast girl, and she did like a gymnast show for us in school on the balance beam, and she did like a backflip off of it and was doing some cool stuff. And we were like, whoa. And like, yeah, I think her parents like owned the Buccaneer clothing store. And then she was friends with some other girl who I don't remember. And then there was, is that all I remember? The girls? Huh. And then Dylan Hunter was in that class. I don't remember him in the class, just from the picture, because he was in my class in sixth grade there too. Yeah, I guess that's all I remember. But third grade, man, it I played a lot with. I had this. I remember at one point I had this like a space shuttle toy, and I'd like play with it and pretend that I would fix the world by like traveling so forward in time that you'd go through the Big Bang again, and then you'd get back to like the universe again, like the Big Bang. The universe would condense into the Big Bang and then explode again, and you'd get the universe all over again, and everything would happen the same. So that's how you would time travel. But yep. Man, oh yeah, we had a teacher named Mr. Yeager. And I think I had his wife in high school in 10th grade, because somehow she remembered me, even though she never met me. I guess he remembered me. I was kind of like his teacher pet. He liked me, which is weird because most teachers don't like me. And he was like a writer of children's books, and he was like a really good teacher. And I think his wife or something said that he based one of his characters off of me or something. I don't remember, but I don't really remember any details from that though. It was a fun time, third grade. Once my friend Jesse Crimes came and from Vidya, my Vidya friend came and shadowed me at school, and we were standing in line for lunch, and he like some kids butted in front, and he's like, "Hey, don't butt in front." And I was like, "Wow, you're pretty bold. You don't even go to school here." But yeah, because we had lunch in the cafeteria every day. But I don't know. I don't think I ate the cafeteria food. I ate my own bag lunch, but I was standing in line. I think we were standing in line just to get into the cafeteria where I ate. Yeah, I didn't eat, and I remember always thinking that the cafeteria food was nasty, and like only stupid kids would eat that food because it was like, because they had just like like chicken McNuggets that were like totally nasty, and stuff like that. But man, I don't really remember any details from third grade. I remember once I like spent the night at Ben Marshall's house, and he was telling me that he had this friend in Denver, and like who was a year older than us, who got murdered, and they don't know who or whatever, but they took the guy took the kid's body and like dumped him in the ash to like stop the bleeding after they killed him or something like that. Anyways, the kid's parents were friends with my parents, but oh yeah, and he said he had like a remote control car that was stolen because he went inside of his house for 1 minute. When he came out, it was gone. But anyways, yeah, that's all I remember. Yeah, I don't remember much from third grade. Oh, I remember my brother was there too. And once I loaned my brother my Tonka toy. We had these little Tonka trucks which you turn on and they like go over, and a lot of kids played with those, and they'd set up little obstacle courses to go over. And some like kid, maybe he was like the school bully or something, the class bully, like somehow took it from my brother. And I wanted it back, so I went into his classroom and I told the teacher. And he had this like black teacher, this woman who like everybody hated. I guess she was like this big bitch. And she like grabbed me by the arm, and she's like squeezing my arm, and I didn't like that. But she's like, "This is Wyndham's brother. He's in here to get his Tonka toy back from that kid who like took it." So I walked up and I like he like gave it back to me. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh, and I remember once we had like this thing. It was like mini. Oh shit! This battery's gonna, or this card's gonna fill up, dude. Fuck. Wish I'd remembered. Whatever. I'll just have to splice it together later when this fills up. They had like this day where you you make money. It's like the mini business day to pretend you're in business. And so we'd all invent businesses to make money with. It was like just fake money. And you like team up in groups of two, and I can't remember who I was groups with. Maybe it was Nathaniel Daw. And I can't even remember what our service was. But like Tori Buchanan and her friend, their business was to sell popcorn. And everybody wanted popcorn, and they were just there like serving up the popcorn, and it basically turned into a popcorn party. And everybody gave their money to them. It was kind of funny. It was like a disaster for the teacher. He was like, "I didn't see that one coming." Because nobody wanted to buy anything but popcorn. Yeah, that's all I remember from the third grade. So then I came back to video in the fourth grade. But there were some kids who weren't there in the fourth grade. Like when I first showed up, like in the first grade, there was this kid named Mikey Halbert. And he was like this, easygoing little guy. He was like another kid who was like shorter than me. With like really sparkly eyes, a smart kid. Nice kid. And he lived up on the hill, so he was kind of neighbors with me. And I spent the night at his house once, and we went out, and his mother was nice. We went out shopping, and his mother was like, she bought me a fruit roll up. And I thought that was really cool because my parents would never, ever, ever buy me any candy at all. Like they were health food freaks. So I was like, fruit roll up. I've never had a fruit roll up. Oh my God. But we got back to the house and it was gone. Like it'd fallen out of the cart or something. And I was like, oh my God, I got too excited about the fruit roll up. So I didn't get a fruit roll up. But he like went to Japan. Like his parents got a job or something, and he went to Japan, so he wasn't there for very long. And then like the first year I was there, the other kid, Waylon Lewis, he was my friend. He was like one of my best friends in the class. He was like really into horses. He loved horses. He lived with his mother, who was like a teacher, and they weren't really. They lived in like a 1-2 bedroom apartment or something. And she drove around in this like really old like green set car from the 70s, and but somehow she scraped enough together enough money to buy him a horse. He really liked horses, so he had a pet horse that was stored on the north side of town that we went out to see once to play with, and I think he rode it sometimes, but I think he had to get rid of it a little bit after that because he didn't have the money. But he had like toy horses all over the house. Like he was crazy for horses, like the big toy horses, and he knew everything about horses, and he was like really into like. He was a smart kid. He was into like he was precocious. He knew a lot about a lot of different stuff, and he was like a year younger than me, but he was in my grade, and he was already trying to like skip ahead a grade and stuff, and like taking extra courses for that, like studying extra hard to like do that. And I was like, that's cool. And my parents never would have let me do that. I wish I had done that. Graduate a year early. Fuck yeah. Because I think 2 other kids in my grade ended up doing that too. Jonathan McKeever did that, and I think Bindu Pomeroy did that. Because he was another kid in my class. Bindu was into gymnastics. He could do like handstands and stuff. So he was athletic. But he was kind of emotional, like, get upset a lot. And he was friends with like Sully Halpert, and those guys were like tight. And then, but I hung out with him. I like spend the night with him at his house and stuff. And then, who else? Jeremy King lived up north, like not far from the school. So I spent the night at his house once. Just walking distance. He had an older sister. And like once after school, we had like a snowball throwing like game or fight or whatever, and she was older than us, so she could like throw farther than we could. But I guess there was a story where like when she was sleeping or something, and a spider came and like grabbed her eyeball and like pulled it out or something. It was like pulling her eyeball out, and she was like freaking out. I don't know if it was